Okay, so this is the help for the foundation homework from our Saturday session. So if we have a look at this first question, question A, we've got x plus 9 equals 15. Now the first thing, as you'll remember from the lesson, that we need to do is get rid of that plus 9. And the way we get rid of plus 9 is we take it away from the other side. So if we take away 9 from this side, we're left with x equals 6. Okay, question B. So we want to end up with f equals something, and what we do is we need to get rid of this minus 3. So what's the opposite of minus 3? With plus 3. So we add 3 onto this side, that's going to be 15. Question C, we've got to get t equals. So at the moment we've got 8 times by t equals 48, so the opposite of times by 8 is divided by 8. So we've got to do 48 divided by 8, and hopefully without using a calculator, you'll be able to tell that one is 6. Question D. We've got h divided by 7 equals 5. So now what we've got to do is we've got to get rid of this divided by 7. And again, to do that, we do the opposite of divided by 7. So the opposite of divided by 7 is times by 7. So 5 times by 7 is 35. Okay, section 2. So this is one step harder. So what we need to do is we're going to do the opposite. So we need to get rid of this plus 7 first of all. So the opposite of plus 7 is take away 7. So we have question A over here. If we take away 7 by doing the opposite, so take away 7, and we end up with 4x equals 12. So if we've got 4x is 12, if we divide by 4, we've got 1x equals 3. Next question, question B. So step 1 is we get rid of this minus 4. And the way we get rid of the minus 4 is we do the opposite. Again, the first step is we always do the opposite. So therefore we end up with 7f equals, the opposite of minus 4 is plus 4. So 7f equals 35. And if 7f is 35, to find out what 1f is, we need to divide by 7, which equals 5. Question C, again, take your time with these questions. So question C, we've got 6c plus 19 equals 82. So step 1, to get rid of the plus 19, we take away 19. So 82 take away 90. Oh, I've done something a little bit naughty here. So if we take away 19 from 82, we actually get 63. So you're going to have 6c equals 63. So this is one of the harder questions. Shouldn't actually have been in section 2. But 6c equals 63. So what we've got to do is we've got to divide by 6. So we just leave that as 63 over 6. And this sort of question is going to come up in the next section anyway. Question D. So well done if you got question C right there. Question D. Step 1 is we get rid of the minus 13. So we're going to have 12y equal. The way we get rid of minus 13 is we add 13. So 23 plus 13 is going to be 36. So 12y equals 36. And then to get rid of the 12, we then divide by 12. So 1y equals 36 divided by 12, which is simply 3. So well done if you got all of those correct. Moving on to these ones. So section 3, again, start off with we always get rid of this plus or minus bit that's here. So for question A, we're going to get rid of the plus 1 by taking away 1. So we've got h over 7 equals 4. And then to get rid of the divided by 7, we multiply by 7. So we've got h equals 4 times 7, which is 28. Question B. We've got to get rid of this take away 7, so we add 7. So we've got g over 4 equals 20. And to get rid of the divided by 20, so to get rid of the divided by 4, we times by 4. So we've got g equals 80. Question C. To get rid of the plus 8, we simply subtract 8. So we've got x over 3 equals 1. And then to get rid of the divided by 3, we times by 3. So then we get x equals 1 times 3, which is 3. Okay, next question, question D. So step 1, again, exactly the same. We get rid of this minus 22 by adding 22. So y over 5 equals 28. Then to get rid of the divided by 5, we need to times by 5. So we've got y equals 28 times by 5. Again, if you want to do 28 times by 5 and do it this way, So 5 lots of 8 is 40. So that's a 0, carry the 4. 5 lots of 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So it's 140. Or you might have done it a different way. But if you can try and do it without a calculator, it does really help with your mental maths. Okay, so now section 4. It's in a different colour, so it looks slightly different. Step 1, exactly the same as last time. You get rid of the plus 5 by taking away 5. So you're going to have 3m equals 7. Now, this time we notice that 3 doesn't go into 7. So what we do, just like this question here where 6 didn't go into 63, we do 7 divided by 3, but because we can't do that, we just leave it 7 over 3. Question B. We get rid of the minus 7 by adding 7. So it's going to be 10p equals 24. And then p equals 24 over 10. Again, if you want to, you can simplify the fraction. So you divide top and bottom by 2. You end up with 12 over 5. But you don't have to do that. You're more than welcome just to leave it as is. Right, question C, I wanted to test to see how you are with negative numbers. So if we've got plus 12 here, to get rid of the plus 12, we subtract it. So we've got 6x equals 7 take away 12. And that's going to be minus 5. So then we divide by 6, and we've got minus 5 over 6. Well done if you got that one. I'll put that in there just to test you out. Question D. We've got to get rid of this minus 8 by adding 8. So that's going to be 7t equals 23. And we've got t equals 23 divided by 7. We can't simplify that, so it just remains as 23 over 7. Right, so now let's have a look at section 5. So again, it's not really any harder, it's just slightly different, and just do things in a different order. So when you've got the whole expression here divided by 7, the first thing we do isn't get rid of the plus or minus. Because the whole thing is divided by 7, we get rid of that divided by 7. So if we do that, this is section 5 now, we've got x plus 3. To get rid of divided by 7, we times by 7. That equals 4 times 7, which is 28. Then x equals 25. Okay, so question B, we've got the whole thing divided by 3. So we've got to get rid of that divided by 3. So with question B, we've got h plus 6 equals 15. Then we take away the 6, we've got h equals 9. Question C. We've got the whole thing divided by 9, so to get rid of the divided by 9, we times by 9. So t minus 5 equals 18. And then to get rid of the minus 5, we add 5, so that's going to be 23. Question D. Now, I threw question D in just to try and trick you, because it's not the whole thing divided by 7, it's just divided by 7. So it goes up to one of these questions from section 3. So here we need to get rid of the minus 4 first. And again, I'll try to make it a little bit tricky by adding in some negative numbers. So minus 1 plus 4. So it's always good to try and visualize this. Imagine the temperature scale is 0 degrees. And at the moment, we've got minus 1 degree. And then we're going to add 4 to it. So it means it's going to get 4 degrees warmer, which means if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to go up to 3 degrees. So we end up with p over 7 equals 3. Then to get rid of the divided by 7, as always, we times it. So that's going to be 21. Well done if you got that one. That was particularly tricky. Okay, the final 3 sections. So, section 6 here. Start off with, we're going to get rid of the divided by 2. So we're going to have, question A, 3x plus 5 equals 26, because we've got rid of the divided by 2 by times them by 2. Now, we get rid of the plus 5 by taking away 5. So it's going to be 3x equals 21. Then we divide by 3, so we've got x equals 7. Again, these aren't easy questions, but well done if you are getting them right. Well, not necessarily getting them right, but at least getting the first stage right. Remember, each stage you get right is an extra mark in your exam. So question B, the whole thing's been divided by 11, so we times by 11 to start off with. So we've got 4y minus 3 equals 33, because we've times this 3 by the 11. We're then going to add the 3, because it says minus 3, so we do the opposite. It's going to be 4y equals 36. And then if we've got 4y is 36, then 1y is going to equal 9. Question C, 9t minus 9 divided by 9 equals 9. I got a little bit bored when I was thinking about numbers here. So step 1 is we get rid of the divided by 9 by multiplying by 9. We've got 9t minus 9. 9 times 9 is 81. Now we've got to get rid of that minus 9 by adding 9. So we've got 9t equals 90. And then if we divide by 9, we've got 90 divided by 9, which is 10. So for this question, t equals 10. Okay, section 7. So here we've got unknowns on both sides. So again, this side we decide, for this question we decide which side's got the most x's on. And here we've got 3 x's, here we've only got 1 x. So we're going to get rid of an x from this side, and we're going to get rid of an x from this side. So if we do that, we're going to have 2x plus 8 equals 20. So what we've done is we've got rid of one of these x's, and I've got rid of one of these x's. So if I've got 3 x's and I get rid of one of them, I've got 2 x's left. And then it looks like the exact same question as we've done before. So now we get rid of the plus 8 by taking it away. So we've got 2x equals 12, 1x equals 6. And that is question A. Question B. We've got 7x on this side and we've got 15x on this side. So I want to get rid of 7x's from here. And I want to get rid of 7x's from here. So if I've got, apologies for that. If I've got 15x's and I take away 7x's, that's going to leave me with 8x's. So 8x minus 3 equals 21. I've then got to get rid of this minus 3, so I'm going to add 3. So I've got 8x equals 24. Then if 8x is 24, divide by 8, and 1x equals 3. Question C was a little bit trickier. So if I get rid of this stuff up here now. So here I've got the more x's on this side. I've got 9 x's here and I've got 3 x's here. So I'm going to get rid of 3 of these x's. I'm going to get rid of 3 of these x's. So I've got 22 equals, if I get rid of 3 of them, that leaves me with 6x minus 2. Now I'm going to get rid of that minus 2 by adding it to the other side. So I've got 24 equals 6x. And again, if you don't like it that way round, what you can do is you can just swap them. So 6x equals 24. Just like here, we could have done 6x minus 2 equals 22. If it makes you feel more comfortable doing it that way around, do it that way around. And then we've got 6x at 24, so that means 1x, if we divide by 6, equals 4. And then finally, we've got section 8. So if we get rid of everything now, and give us some more room just to do section 8. And so if we move this up, so we only have section 8 in there, it gives us a little bit more room. Okay, so step 1, what we need to do is we need to expand the brackets. We need to do 3 lots of x and 3 lots of 3. So that's going to be 3x plus 9, and that equals 11x minus 55. So just like the previous question, we've got more x's on this side. So I'm going to get rid of 3 of these x's. I'm going to get rid of 3 of these x's. So I've got 9 equals, if I get rid of 3 x's, I'm left with 8x over here, minus 55. The next thing I do is I get rid of this minus 55 by adding it to the other side. So I've got 64 equals 8x. So again, if I write it around the other way, 8x equals 64. So if 8 lots of something is 64, divide by 8, and I've got 1x equals 8. Question B, almost there. So we multiply the brackets. We do 5 lots of x, which is 5x. We do 5 lots of minus 2, and that's going to be minus 10. Then if we do the other side of the equals, we've got 3 times x, which is 3x. we do 3 times 4, which is 12. So I'm going to get rid of 3 of these x's, I'm going to get rid of 3 of these x's. So you're going to have 2x minus 10 equals 12. I'm then going to get rid of the minus 10. I've got 2x equals 22. And I've got 1x equals 11. And that's it for question B. And finally question C, I'll multiply out the brackets. So 3 lots of 2y is 6y. 3 lots of 3 is 9. Then the other side of the equals, I've got 5 lots of 2y equals 10y. 5 lots of 1 is 5. I'm going to get rid of these 6 y's. There's more on the other side. So if I get rid of these 6 y's, I've got to get rid of 6 of these. So end up with 9 equals 4y plus 5. I'm now going to get rid of the plus 5 by taking it away. So it's going to be 4 equals 4y. If I write it the other way around, 4y equals 4. And I divide by 4, and I finally end up with y equals 1. Well done if you managed to get the majority of those correct. They're not straightforward, but well done.